Mario.
That's very true. That's very true. And I want to know how you're feeling about seeing a Mario going against the #1 seed. I know you're hoping probably for a little bit of an upset.
For sure.
I got to know your thoughts about the matchup.
Yeah, so obviously Mario notoriously does bad against swords. If you have a big stick that has a disjoint on it, Mario has a tough time with you. But that's the thing about Mario is that he's kind of can do all matchups. You know, even though he's losing a matchup, nothing is unwinnable. A lot of times, it just really is that one advantage state that you need. You know, if Mario's sitting at 150, you know, Ned's going to have to be on notice because it takes one up air, you know, one down air, one combo starter to kind of just invalidate every character.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And you definitely don't want to start in disadvantage. Over-aggressing and now you're on ledge. That's so difficult. The ledge trap is so scary.
Yeah, Sephiroth is a unique type of sortie in at least in Mario's perspective, where his ledge trapping is actually very, very oppressive for Mario. You know, you can kind of just send out the F tilts, but a big starter here, not going to be a KO combo, but just a lot of good damage and going to really make that next opening a lot more potent.
Yeah, there's not much that Sephiroth can do in disadvantage besides falling Nair, but I'm pretty sure frame data-wise, most of Mario's aerials are going to beat that out, even if it's not like a continuous up-air ladder combo. But all you really need against Sephiroth is 2 solid openings. That's a light character.
And that was perfect DI from Net there. That down tilt on the platform usually spells curtains, but you're able to get away from the grasp of Mario. And that's how you know somebody who knows a Mario matchup. You got to have that DI on correct. Just because you're getting hit by up air does not mean you get to stop playing the game. You got to start throwing in that DI or you're going to die off the top every single time.
All right. Playing that ledge.
Yeah, that, like I said, that ledge trapping game is going to be very tough for Mario to get by because at the end of the day, Mario just has to run in. That's the only way he can get back to center stage. And if you just keep swinging that Masamune, eventually you'll cut down the plumber.
Yeah, the slashing fat middle of the sword is going to sweet, sweet, sweet spot Dev to death.
All right, but Dev has a good opportunity to find a stock here. Yeah, gonna search for that up smash, but not gonna connect. Just needs to land one good blow, whether it be the up smash or the back air near the ledge.
Ned has his fair share of experience against Mario, so seeing him DI, you know, the ladder effectively is scary, right? That's not what you want to see when you're playing as Mario, your win condition being understood by your opponent.
Yeah, and that can really make a Mario's life very tough. If you understand their win conditions, you can play around them super well because there's only a couple of moves, especially at these 140, 180% that you got to watch out for. And down air being one of them.
Yeah, rising short hop down air is a kill option that you usually, I think, see against, you know, heavier or bigger body characters. But I did not anticipate seeing that take Ned's first stock. I thought that was going to be something he held in the back pocket for a little bit later, but I think it is more important to close out the stock.
Oh yeah, of course, especially against a character like Sephiroth, where the longer he kind of stays on screen, the more opportunity he has to get wing and then just become a better character.
Oh, here we go. A little bit of a start there.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Yeah. Found the other side of the up air. Dev was not ready for it, but gets a cheeky down tilt. Nothing yet, though. Ned just playing these combo scenarios perfectly, at least on the defensive end.
Yeah, he hasn't really had an issue recovering either. Ned hasn't gotten a good edge guard. The ledge trap, of course, has been really potent and annoying, but Dev has been able to find his way back to stage and only has really gotten hit by some stuff middle stage that Ned's throwing out, seemingly randomly, but that's what you get to afford when you have a big disjoint.
Exactly. You could just cover so many options, and yes, that was just enough. Woo! Oh, yeah. That's exactly some of the things that Mario can always do. He always has the tools for every scenario, and can't really pop above ledge with that Octo Slash.
That was hot. I love that.
And now, honestly, Dev's in perfect position. You know, Mario just took up a stock, and has a little bit of rage. You know, 2 stacks to be exact, but finds the edge of the Masamune, and we reset to 1 stock apiece here, Kevin.
Yeah, that's going to be, I mean, what was that, 120% on Dev? Even the sour spot there is going to kill.
Yeah, so this is tough. Ned has to play this pretty well because one opening could be the end of your stock. That weak back air sometimes confirms it to grab, but Ned got to get out of dodge.
Yeah, understanding that you just have to jump whenever you get hit by an aerial, assuming that Mario can't immediately follow it up like an up air. If it's just like a back air, then you don't want to get grabbed.
Yeah. And it's so deadly because especially in Ultimate, you know, Mario not only has a vertical combo game, he has that horizontal combo game, which is arguably more potent and more deadly because that fair off the side, it takes no prisoners. So you really got to watch out for both sides.
It's dead even last stock, and both of these characters are looking for about 2 openings, 2 solid neutral interactions, or 1 neutral interaction to a really good advantage state.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Dead just trying to size up, and that's what most of the Mario matchup against a sword is. Just size up your opponent and see where they swing that sword so that you can just sneak right in and mess with their spacing.
Oh, that was so risky. Why did he do that?
Yeah, that was deadly, but luckily Ned was in center stage, nowhere near platforms, so not going to die off the top.
I really do like the use of Flood here to continue spacing Ned out of the middle range. You don't want to be in the mid range as Mario, of course, ever. Playing long range with Fireball and forcing your opponent to approach is always nice, but Ned hasn't gotten grabbed a single time this game.
Yeah, it's been real tough here for Dev, and you can see the longer this kind of goes on, the better it goes for Ned because, you know, he gets to kind of enjoy the niceties of the wing. We're really just one up smash away. Yeah, no, Dev just really has to find an opening, but I don't think Ned's going to give it to him.
No.
All right, ledge trap scenario. This is very tense. Yeah, you saw he swung and a miss, but nothing yet, and we reset the neutral back to our relative platforms.
Ned is too afraid to just hold the mid-range. He's got to run full stage, worried about Dev being able to burst out with like a rising back air, and that is allowing Dev to throw out a lot of very risky options like those up smashes, but does actually find it back air, and the ledge trap could be the end.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Game 1 Dev.
That's a big back air, and found it perfectly there. Ned kind of, you can see, you know, after he got hit by that back air at the edge, he felt a little bit discomfortable, and then you just mix up your timing on that back air. And
all right, what is Dev banning right now?
Your default is FD Town Kalos. You know, you don't want the space. You don't want like those large blast zones so that your opponent can survive along, especially against a character like Sephiroth where you should be able to take his stock sub 80 off the top, but on Kalos it's just a lot more difficult. Town, because, you know, those vertical sides, especially when you're going to be ledge trapped a lot, you don't want to be dying early to like F tilt at 80. Right. And then FD, because obviously you want platforms.
Yeah, you don't want to get frame trapped, and of course being able to enable your combo game is crucial.
Yep.
So back to small battlefield it is. I think that those bans kind of force that option. You don't want to go to any smaller stage if you're Ned. Being able to play the mid-range is really nice. I think that, you know, PS2 isn't really better for Ned either.
Yeah,
you just want this kind of middle-of-the-pack stage length.
Exactly, and that's what's so powerful about Mario and the stage rule set. You know, they always kind of go hand in hand. He just does so well on so many stages, and he just... Oh, that was a perfect extension there from Dev, but not able to find the KO blow, but... Even with the IGDJ up air, Ned is just ready for everything.
He is ready, but it is fun to see. Oh, God. Recovery going to happen? Yeah, okay. It is fun to see that as tall as Sephiroth is, Dev is able to just hit a rising up air out of shield. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's easy pickings. That's what you love to have in the Mario matchups, where you can do both rising and falling aerials and put so much more pressure on your opponent.
Yeah. Ned did find just a nice neutral get up F tilt punish to take the first stock, and Dev is already back at 60%. So got to find this opening and spot dodge. That's the first time we've seen that. That's the first time Ned has been in a position to really be grabbed and just pick the right option. And now Dev has to recover. Great follow, the Scintilla to catch the super jump punch. What an option.
Yeah, and didn't really mention it when talking about the matchup, but you have a very solid counter. It makes Mario's life recovering so much harder, you know, because if you stuff out that double jump, you know what's coming next, and you just kind of put that counter out and take the stock.
He forced Dev to go high, then baited out the neutral air dodge by drifting up and threatening nair or forward air, and then just hits the Scintilla to cover the super jump punch. What do you do? You have to drift in and pray that Ned doesn't wait on the nair. Like, there's no real option there. That was such a good checkmate.
Yeah. And it's super niche, but there's also one hidden option, one hidden third option. You use Cape, because Cape actually reflects Scintilla, and then it actually kills Sephiroth, and you still get to recover because it suspends you in the air, but you know, those are level 3, level 4 reads that you have to kind of implement slowly across the game.
That's that information that you get from having Big M as your commentator. You can Cape Scintilla. Who knew?
Yeah. All right, but right now it's not looking good for Dev. Luckily, Ned did not have one week, because he would have just armored through that fireball and took it to stock. That would have been crazy.
That was scary. F-tilt's not going to catch the neutral get up this time. Ned just slightly mistimed it, but I think this is going to spell death for Dev.
Even if he did have enough distance to recover there, the Scintilla is just going to be checkmate.
Ned takes game 2. This is going as the seeding expects. Ned is the top seed. You are watching his stream.
Of course.
So, I mean, I'm sure you're all rooting for your hero here, but 1-1. And I think that Ned is probably going to be banning the expected options.
You know, Battlefield, PS2. It's a toss-up between Smashville and Hollow. Probably banning Smashville. So
smaller stage, and you know, Sephiroth has plenty of options to kill off the top, so
Exactly.
Hollow Bastion's okay to leave open. That makes sense.
All right. So, yeah, it feels like we're probably going to be on SBF for the foreseeable future of this set. Both players find their comfort here. Speaking of comfort, this is the biggest opening we've gotten at the beginning of the game, and a quick 64%, and Ned just going to have to hold that.
Explode out the gate, and Ned isn't ready to pick a defensive option, so finally, Dev finds a grab to extend it, and Ned is at 88% trying to find stage.
Yeah, and I mean, if Dev can kind of just stay in this flow state, Ned won't be able to kind of utilize this wing, and that would be a big momentum swing for Dev.
Oof.
All right.
The back air is just fat, 37%. Dev can make it back here. I like that follow, though.
And Ned got a little greedy, wanted the double nair into the back air instead of cashing out there, and now Dev's feet are right back on the ground, and he has to deal with Mario once again.
Yeah. Floating in and out. Dev is doing a great job here, but Ned decides to burst in with nair. That is a difficult thing to deal with. And an SD. Unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, the double jump must have been sniped at some point, or maybe just inputted it at the wrong time, and now Dev tries to time the orb, but I mean, I think everybody in the venue know exactly what he was going to do there.
Yeah, neutral get up or roll are the only things that, you know, deal with that. I guess get up attack too, but who's picking get up attack right there?
Yeah, I was like, Ned has to perfectly space that, or he gets flooded off like we saw in game 1.
Yep. I think Dev can find the closer here. One ledge trap.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's got up with fair, too. And Ned is just picking some really solid options here. And there it is, the rising down air to take stock 1. This is just back to even as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, and that big old back air, but did not get to the ground in time. Dev's going to need another opening if he wants to kind of even this back up. Great flood. Kind of buy yourself some room.
Yeah, stage is too small.
Wow. Had the roll scouted out, just completely reacted to it.
Very nice. Grabbed another roll there. But Ned just drifts back with that back air because what is Dev going to do when he just short hops and plays nothing?
Oh, and he times the 2-frame there. I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, I'm not sure the down smash will be in time, but Ned has it perfect.
Yeah, this is a full stock up now, and Dev's in some big trouble.
Oh, and that is the up air you want to see, but Ned's just out of there. This has to be so frustrating on Dev's side for Ned to just be playing this disadvantage so perfectly. You have to be literally razor tight on your combos, or Ned is going to get out.
This is going to be so difficult to recover from. I just wanted to close it out with the clip, but Dev said I would rather die on my own terms. And we're going to go straight into Game 4. Ned with a commanding victory in Game 3.
And that's a tough Game 3. I mean, going into potentially the last game of the set, you don't want to be getting, you know, kind of routed like that. Because now Ned's going in with a renewed confidence like, okay, I got this. And the set feels all but over in Ned's head.
Yep. Nothing else to do but run it to Smashville. So Hollow Bastion was the other option for turning off, I suppose.
Yep.
It is a taller platform on Smashville. It makes it a little bit more difficult. Well, I guess, I don't know, off of the full hop aerials or the IDJs, you know, you get a quicker fast fall on the Smashville platform, so you'd think that Smashville would be the band as opposed to Hollow Bastion, but I guess the short ceilings are a little bit scary.
Yeah, it's probably that and probably a mix of, ooh, okay. But it's probably a mix of that and like, these longer range characters do end up tending to like Smashville because they can just cover so much stage with one aerial. So maybe this is kind of playing into it because Ned could ledge trap from back there, but I don't know. Dev is liking the smaller stage real estate here too.
Yeah, I think Dev has actually played scrambles incredibly well. Ned has done a really good job of, you know, creating space for himself when he needed to, but this is a difficult thing to recover from. I mean, what are you going to do there? That's not a Smashville difference. That's just getting edge guarded.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's exactly the name of the game when you're edge guarding Mario. You just got to slowly but surely whittle down his resources because he only has so many, and then when you have it, it's pretty much checkmate.
Covering so much of the stage is right. If Dev could get back to stage, it's doable. Yeah, the regrab is unfortunately going to get hit by the Octoslash, and now you're ledge trapped again. Oh,
and that's a perfect down tilt for Ned, and pops up Dev for just the constant advantage state, and the sweet spot poke, that air dodge puts Dev in a bad scenario. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I love the Shadow Flare just tossing that out at the very end. Like, I'm going to make it a little bit difficult if you catch it, but Dev does find a nice fair confirm to take stock 1, full stock down.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still Mario. Dev finds 2 openings and could literally take the stock away from Ned.
Yeah, and on Smashville, if Dev can hold advantage, it's going to really be difficult for Ned to find anything here.
Yeah, he can't get hit by that back air, that rising up air, all just no-go zones. You want to stay out of the Mario zone, as Tweak put it very graciously.
Yeah, less room for Ned to just be able to back off whenever Dev is approaching with aerials here. So Dev does find some nice openings, but if Ned finds the opening, you know, it's the same situation in reverse. It's really a game of advantage state as opposed to neutral when you're on Smashville.
Yeah, and I like what Dev did there. You know, he cashed out his advantage state because Ned was just going to get away from all the optimal combos, but it's just not enough. You can't just cash out with 60%, 80% combos even. Ned's just going to continue to live and take your stocks off stage.
Yeah, Dev is playing really disciplined here, but I wonder if that's to his detriment.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the thing is that you don't want to run it down, though, because if Ned's expecting your approaches, he could do so many things to you.
That's entirely fair. This is difficult. Gets hit by the Octa Slash. That's not great. Ned has some stage here. Fireball creates some space, but the forwarder gets Ned back in advantage. He over-aggresses, gets off stage, and now Dev has stage and everything to do with here. Octa Slash makes him back. Oh, but
messes up the back air. Yeah.
That's so unfortunate.
Dang, lines it up perfectly. Just easy money for Ned. He made that last game seem so effortless.